Hello there and welcome back to Szpakowo. So a couple of things I've realised since the last episode. First, when it comes to the oat field and mulching, I remember that when you spread straw on the field instead of creating straw swaths, that automatically counts as mulching and you don't need to manually mulch the field afterwards. So I only realised that in between episodes. That would partially explain why the visual field state didn't change for most of the field. I don't know why it still changed for that little piece of the field and not the rest of it, but I'm not too worried about that. The whole field was already mulched. I just didn't notice it until I was looking at the map when editing the video. And secondly, I realized I abused my 30-day money-back guarantee for the silo. So I completely forgot when I made the decision to sell it that I bought it in the previous month and not in the same month. But what I did was I went to the vendor and I complained like an absolute Karen and told them that if they didn't give me a refund, that I would never be their customer again. And in the name of customer satisfaction, they very kindly gave me a refund. So yeah, it was outside of the 30 days, but I managed to Karen my money back off of them. Anyways, October is grass cutting month, and with this grass chop, I think I'm going to turn it all into hay because our horses need a little bit of hay. If we look at the horse pasture, so base food 57%, which is the oats that we put in there last month, and then hay is 38%. So I think for now, because we're nowhere near getting root crops, I'm just going to fill the remainder up with hay, and that will make our horses 95% productive and healthy when we eventually get them. I'm aiming to get the horses once we sell our bread in a couple of months. Not sure we'll get there in this episode, but I think we'll definitely get there by next episode. And one other thing I want to do is cultivate our oat field there in preparation for planting sorghum next season. And also I've just noticed that our balance is negative, so we're going to need to do some kind of contract to build that up again. Let's see what we have here. Nothing in terms of harvesting. We have a small-ish liming contract. We could take care of that to get ourselves out of the red finance-wise. What else could we do? We have a small mowing contract over there. I think I would rather do that and get ourselves a little bit more income just to sustain us for at least the rest of the month. And then that works out as well because we can attach the mower. We can quickly go and buzz over that field. Then we can come back and buzz over our own field and continue with our own work from there. So let's take this contract. We'll go and take care of that. So we'll jump in the tractor, hook up to our mowers, and then just turn ourselves around here. We need to drop off the front loader. Actually, before we drop off the front loader, we should probably get those bales off the field, shouldn't we? So let's just disconnect our mower for a second. Let's go grab these bales off the field, and I'm thinking, should we load them up onto the trailer yet? No, we won't load them up onto the trailer just yet because I am not sure which month we'll be selling them in. So I will get these bales off the field. I'll load the other bales that are going into the feed mixer Then I will take care of the contract and our own field for mowing, and I will come back to you when we are completed with all of that. I'll see you soon. Okay, so we've got the bales off the field. We have fed our feed mixer the additional bales we wanted to feed it, and we've completed the mowing contract and also mowed our own field. Well, next we're going to ted our grass field. Now, when it comes to hay, I don't think we need all of that, because if my calculations are correct, we need 7,000 litres of hay for the horse pasture. So that's less than 2 bales. So what I'm thinking is we do about 6 bales of hay, and that will get us enough hay to have a little bit spare. Or maybe we should just do 10 bales. Or maybe we should just do all of it, and then we have enough for the foreseeable future. I actually think, yeah, that makes sense, because the only alternative for this grass is to turn it into silage, which means doing an extra pass with the wrapper. So I think we're just going to ted the whole field and turn it all into hay, and then we don't have to worry about feeding the horses any hay, or we don't have to worry about cutting the grass to produce more hay for a long time in the future. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll get the tedding and the windrowing done, and I will come back to you in a little while once we have made some more progress. I'll see you soon. Okay, so that is the tedding and windrowing done, and Pup said he was going to do the whole field in hay. Well, my indecisiveness got the better of me, and the reason I decided to do a little bit more silage was because I don't know how much money we're going to be making when we sell our products at the end of the year, and so I just want to make as much money as possible. Obviously that's the goal, is to make as much money as possible, but especially at this point because we are expanding our operation as quickly as we can, and I feel like the extra money we'll gain from having a little bit of extra silage this year will really help us in achieving our goals for expansion. Let's next grab our baler. We'll bale up all of the bales, and then we'll wrap what we need to for silage, and then we will take care of everything else. So once again, I will get myself back to work on the field, and I'll come back to you once this baling and wrapping is complete. Okay, so we have mostly finished the baling. We're 98% full here, so I need to find approximately 60 litres of grass to fill up one more bale. There's 30 litres of it. Let's see, where is the other 30 going to come from? Is this a piece here on the floor? I think it might be. Oh, 92, 95. Come on, 5 more litres. We can do this. Is this it? 99. Wow, we're really scraping the barrel here. There we go. One final piece of grass for our last grass bale. And there we go. Okay, let's pack the baler away. And we need to go and take care of our tractor again. It's squeaking because it is thirsty. So over to the fuel station to fuel it up. Really do need to get some kind of fueling device and repair device on the farm at some point. We also need to pick up some more bale net at some point. That's not a huge priority because it tends to last quite a while. But let's go over to the... Whoa, lost control there almost. Let's go over to the store. Fuel up. We may as well get the tractor repaired. It is down to probably about 80%. And given its current hours, I'm sure it's going to start shutting down soon. So we'll give it some preemptive TLC before it starts complaining about that, as well as being thirsty. Okay, so we are freshly repaired and fully fueled up. So what is next? Next we're going to wrap our grass bales and have them fermenting into silage. And then what we'll do is we'll actually grab our trailer this time. We'll pick up all the bales on the trailer, and then we can drop the grass bales off with the other ones just here to be sold, and we can take the hay bales round to the horse pasture. So I will continue with this, and I will come back to you once we are complete. Okay, so that's all of the bales collected, and the wrapped bales offloaded to be with the other bales to turn into silage. Now let's take the rest of these hay bales over to the horse pasture, and I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze any of these into the drop-off point, am I? Because they're not on the rear of the trailer. We can try it because it won't take much effort, but I think these are all going to be a manual unload into the pasture. Let's see. Oh no, there's one got taken. Yeah, but the rest are going to be a manual unload, unfortunately. That's okay though. Let's get these in a position where they can be unloaded, and I think probably here's a good place. Okay, so that's all of the hay bales arranged neatly. Let's take the trailer back over to its storage. We'll grab the... What should we do first? Should we slurry? Should we spread the slurry, or should we cultivate that field? I think we'll spread the slurry first. I actually don't know. I don't think it matters in terms of the game and how it registers on the field. I wonder which you do in real life though. Would you spread the slurry first, or would you cultivate first? I can think of use cases for both, because if you spread the slurry first and then cultivate, then the slurry gets cultivated into the field. However, if you cultivate first and then spread the slurry, then the slurry kind of sits on top of the field and, I don't know, kind of sinks into the field. I actually don't know. If anyone has any insights on that, would appreciate finding out. Leave a comment. So, let's drop off our front loader over here. And we'll pick up our cultivator. That's the cultivator there, isn't it? To do the cultivating or the slurry spreading? I think we'll do the slurry spreading first. Yeah. So we'll go over here. Fill up with slurry, and I'm going to prioritize the oat field with the slurry. If we have enough left afterwards, we can do the rice field. 40,000 litres, so that's going to be 2 loads plus almost 3 loads. 2 2/3 loads. Oh no, it's 18,000 litres this one. Okay, so it's just over 2 loads then. So let's get over to our horse food field. I won't call it the oat field anymore because we're not planting oats in it next year. We're planting sorghum in it, so we'll call it the horse food field. I will get this done and I will come back to you shortly. See you soon. Okay, so that is the slurry finish. We didn't quite make it over the whole field. We did get 3 more rows done though. So we'll just have to do the rest with regular fertilizer once we plant the long grain rice next year. So let's get our slurry tanker parked away and we'll get our cultivator out and we'll go cultivate the horse food field ready for its sorghum next year. And that really is going to be the last bit of prep we need to do before we plant our crops. So our winter months will be fairly light on the workload. We'll just have to go through and sell all of our products, and then what expansions or upgrades we're going to use the money for. We should probably get the field next, shouldn't we? Because that is going to be useful for continuing to feed our grain mill. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to aim for, is to buy that plot of land and turn it into a field. So I will continue with the cultivation of this field and I will come back to you once we're complete. See you soon. Okay, so this is the last pass of this field. It's completely cultivated and I believe it's in premium condition for the next crop to be laid. So as I mentioned, we're going to be putting sorghum in here next season, and when we get to the end of this row I will take a look just to see what the expected yield is, and just to ensure that the field is in fact in the best state it possibly can be. I think we've done everything that we need to get the maximum yield out of it. Anyways, I think this is a great place to leave this episode. This has been an incredibly productive month, and I hope you've enjoyed following along as we prepare our fields for next season. If you're enjoying, of course, please do give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more farming simulator fun, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.